Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Don't Tell Me You Can't Do It. I say welcome to everyone back. I'm so glad as people start coming in. I want to say welcome back to Don't Tell Me You Can't Do It. Um, I just want to give everybody a minute to kind of like settle in with the rebroadcast of Don't Tell Me You Can't Do It. I'm your host, Lori Hatley Davis, the founder, the beginning, the visionary of Don't Tell Me You Can't Do It. I want to come back after a long road. I mean, I've had at least an 18 months challenge of setting aside, don't tell me you can't do it. It was a vision that God gave me as a podcaster to bring to the people with don't tell me you can't do it. The word speaks for itself and it applies to every era in someone's life. If you human, somewhere or another, growing up, middle age, adult, old age, health, finances, decisions. I don't care what it was in life. Don't tell me you can't do it. Touch you in one way or the other. And how, because, like I say, it speaks for itself. Because it was as a child when you had dreams of growing up and you said, I want to be this, I want to be that. Growing up in a house back in the 60s, the 50s, the 70s, even back in slavery when they said, we used the slogan, don't tell me you can't do it, because a lot of times, a lot of people made it out of difficult situations because they believed and they didn't let nobody tell them they couldn't do it. Down from politicians, down from educators, down to anybody in any sort of occupation or even being a rapper, even being a doctor, even being a mortician like myself. No matter what your occupation is, it was some challenge in your life that either somebody told you you wasn't going to do it, you couldn't be that, or you probably even told yourself. And this applies to everything. And I live, eat, sleep, and breathe this title. And I say about 18 months ago, I know I not only believed in don't tell me you can't do it, I went through life challenges that really made me really eat this. When I say eat it, a lot of times when we say things, we say them off emotions, we say them off of feelings. Um, Sometimes we could even say them off experience. But with don't tell me you can't do it, I had to face the challenge in my life because that's what kind of like I had to live what I was telling my people. So I came up with this podcast about over 2 years ago. It started off, it was phenomenal. But then a break came in my life where I had to actually live. Don't tell me you can't do it. I said yesterday, us coming back with Don't Tell Me You Can't Do It, I was basically kind of like taken away from my podcast. And what took me away is I had some life challenges, and basically I let them determine that I was gonna step away, and I kind of like didn't fight when I felt like I could have fight through my ordeal. About 18 months ago, I was experiencing a lot of health issues down to some people might have seen my post, Your Greatest Gift in Life is Your Health. And I would literally go to my grave with that because health make money. Wealth does not make money. Health make you, when you got your good health, you could go out there and make wealth. You could go out there and face it. You could go out there and struggle for it. No matter what you got to do, if you got your good health, you could do it. When you don't have your health, a lot of people say, if I just had money, this would be differently. If I had money in the bank, if I had a savings up here, if I had CDs, IRAs, stocks. I had property, I had land. I could do all of that. And so for the last 18 months, I've lived all of that. When I say my health was affected, and I'm just gonna give you a little bit, but my topic today for Don't Tell Me You Can't Do It, I had a segment written up on no excuses. But then God spoke to me and said, tell the people the story. And I relaunched because God dealt with me with Don't Tell Me You Can't Do It. Even the day with the rain and the weather, I was finding every excuse not to come before the people and let the people know that why my delay was not a denial. And what I mean by that, I was delayed in kind of keeping the podcast going and keeping that. But when my health took a turn, I felt like I was being denied, that God was saying, wait, don't do this, don't do that, and that ain't what I got at the end. So about 18 months ago, I was experiencing swallowing issues. I had, before that, about that, me and my twin sister, we had spine surgery together where one morning I woke up to go to church. And when I woke up to go to church, I called my friend. I say, let's go to church. Come on if you want to visit my church today. I'm very into my church, my bishop and all of that. Very active person, like going to church, because I just feel like if you can't give God nothing, give God your time. So I woke up one Sunday morning and I say I'm going to church, but I couldn't move my neck to the right nor to the left. And honestly, I thought I was having a stroke. So I immediately got in my car and I drove to the Cleveland Clinic. And when I drove to the Cleveland Clinic, I walked in there and I was in so much excruciating pain, I couldn't even pay attention. I went in and I say, I think I'm having a stroke. I'm a mortician, so I'm kind of like an experience a lot of things because I deal with doctors and nurses all the time. I kind of like know a lot because you have to learn your body. So I was immediately rushed to the back. Come to find out, a week before, my sister, she was having some issues. And I had met this doctor. He was really nice. And literally, he gave me a shot in my arm, I guess to de-escalate the pain. And within minutes, the pain went away, but in minutes, the pain returned. I was like, whoa, that went quick, it came back. It wasn't even 15 minutes. I went into this machine, and the doctor told me that I need to get on somebody's operating table because my upper spine, two of the discs was protruding from the back, and I needed immediate surgery. From there, it wasn't a week later. My sister, she was having surgery a week later. I was on the table. I went into the doctor. I didn't even get a chance to do pre-op. I went straight to the hospital and they did the pre-op before the surgery. I was able to undergo surgery. He went through the front part of my neck and he fixed it. I woke up, excruciating pain, but woke up like this to my family, telling them I love them. You know, who would have ever thought this like something that just happened overnight? It was life-changing for me. That year of my birthday, I think I was like 58. I was wearing a collar around my neck, and I thought everything was okay. Like, they fixed it, we okay. And I went on along with that, still trying to run two businesses, still trying to serve my families, still trying to do what I had to do. I kind of swayed away, couldn't do the podcast because I just was just trying to wonder all of a sudden, my life changed. It just changed just like that. Fighting back, nobody knew but my immediate family trying to keep two funeral homes going. But I must say I have the best staff in the world because Everybody stepped in. I hired another funeral director. Every people didn't even know things had changed. People didn't even know what happened because God had everything situated. I get, as I say, God knew what was going to happen. After having that surgery, recuperating, coming back, had to go to therapy, had to do a lot of things or whatever. That was in like November. So I'm doing good, coming back, trying to recover. I started having indigestion problem. Always suffered every now and again with acid reflux. I blamed it because I was eating bad, didn't take care of myself, going to these different doctors. Come to find out I had a severe case of acid reflux, and it's really like people say it was no cure for acid reflux. You just got to take the pill or whatever. I'm the type of person I don't believe. Don't tell me it ain't no cure. Don't tell me maybe it ain't a cure, but it's some way to make my life a little better. So I'm here with the collar on my neck. I goes to the doctor. He tells me that my hip, my femur and my hip bone had a crack in it. I fell some years ago. Anybody know me know I'm a workaholic. I didn't pay it no attention. I would just go get injections, steroid injections. And the doctor told me, I went back to the doctor. He said, we straighten out your neck, the disc in your neck, but you got a crack and you have to get it fixed right away. If you do not get it fixed, you could be somewhere and your whole hip will come apart. So literally, November I had the surgery for my neck. It wasn't even 3 months later, I was back on the operating table getting a stitch in my hip, in my femoral hip. And I was in the operating room with the brace on my neck because I remember the doctor say, I understand you in a brace, but I got to get with the spine surgeon because you need this. So my sister was telling me, why don't you wait till your neck heal for your hip? Then I had the orthopedic doctor saying, you got to get this fixed because you need to take care of this. So we talking about January, before January, a little bit before or after, I was in the table again. I had a screw in my left hip, the kind of brace the femoral bone. I came from that, collar on my neck, on crutches, had to learn how to adjust myself. I was like, Lord, what more could go wrong? Turn around, 6 months later in August, I was still suffering with the acid reflux. I had a NISA wrap on my esophagus. Come to find out I had a hernia in my stomach. They had to fix the hernia and put the wrap around my esophagus to keep the acid from my stomach coming back up. Because logically, acid could corrode the esophagus and cause all kind of cancer and all kind of malfunctions in your life. Neck surgery, hip surgery, esophagus surgery. All this happened within 1 year. Getting back up on my feet, doing good. After the esophagus surgery, I couldn't eat hard food. I had to have everything pureed, which we made a joke about it. I could lose a little weight, so I was okay. During the midst of all of this, I'm still trying to have my hands into the business, still functioning as a whole. August, I had the surgery. I'm doing good. I'm doing really, really good. Getting around. The collar came off. I'm off the crutches. I just had to watch what I eat. Nobody invisible. You looked at me. I didn't look like what I've been through. You would have never known it. So after having the esophageal surgery this August, just last year, me and my twin sister, we celebrated our 60th birthday party. And just before celebrating the birthday party, I was told that my lower spine and my thoracic area was bad. I had to get my spine. I said to the doctor, I don't want to go into the new year, celebrate my birthday like this. So he said, enjoy your birthday party. I had an injection that took away the pain for me to be able to function as a whole. So at my 60th birthday party, nobody could have told it, nobody knew it. I wasn't in pain because I was heavily medicated. I just thank the God for life. Me and my twin sister, we had the party of a lifetime. I knew I had this problem prior to my party, but I was just saying, Lord, I just gotta do it, I gotta do it, gotta do it. February 4th, I couldn't hold out no more. February 4th, I went back in the operating table again, and I had my lower thoracic back was cut open, and all I got 4 screws, 4 plates, and my whole back was redid in the thoracic area. At that point, I was like, I couldn't believe it. And I was hospitalized for about 15 days. And after 15 days of being in the hospital, I went through 2 months worth of being in rehab at one of Jackson Phenomenal facilities, and all the time, nobody knew. I was going through it, trying to run a business and do what I need to do. But I just kept saying, God, what you trying to tell me? Because I was set down. So February 4th, I had my last surgery in my thoracic lower back. And as most people, if they see me now, I can't walk without a brace. I'm on limited duties. I can't sit no more than an hour or two. I'm still considered not to hold back. My doctor told me that type of surgery will take a year and a half. I can't swim, something I love. Everybody knows me from my house. I can't swim. I could just walk the pool and do little pedals. I can't stand long. I can't walk long. I still got limitation. With all that being said, I just told myself, I'm coming back and I'm coming back, and ain't nobody gonna tell me I can't do it. So with relaunching Don't Tell Me You Can't Do It, I really have a new meaning that could bring tears to my eyes to tell the people it is truly, truly something I will bear to my grave, to tell people, don't let nobody tell you can't do nothing. In the midst of me explaining, in the last 18 months, I had 4 surgeries. I'm still not 100% well. I'm going through some more spinal things. And I'm still going through life challenges. With all that being said, I'm still coming home being a wife, mother, a grandmother. I'm still trying to have my hands in Hatley Davis Funeral Home, which doing all this I went through, my staff carried with me the business. If I wasn't there by physical touch, we use FaceTime. We used couriers with me running back and forth. I thank God for the funeral directors one of the funeral directors that was backing me. And I had family, which was hovering, but I had my family, and my husband kept me. In the midst of going through my thoracic back surgery, I had a setback of depression. So I often now have a different story about depression. I battled depression without medication. A lot of times when I went through the depression stage, people will tell me or look at me and say, I have everything in this world. A beautiful home, 2 businesses, 3 beautiful children, 9 grandchildren. My mother is still living. I got family. I got, I'm not saying this to brag, but I have the greatest husband in the world. I have the greatest husband. I mean, my husband took care of me. At one point, he told the nurse, "You don't have to come and take care of my wife, clean and take care of her. I did it for better, for worse, or for sickness and in health. I got this." Um, so, with all of that, people looked at me, and people look at you and they see what's on the outside, the materialistic stuff, and they say, "Oh, if I had what she had or I did what she had, I'll be okay." But I'm here to tell you, your life could change in a matter of a minute. And when I was battling my depression, I used to look at people that was depressed and I say, why they depressed? They got God. They need to lean on God and this and that. But when it hit my door, I had a total different song. And depression has nothing to do with the materialistic things or the things that you have. It's just a life-changing event. When I see people do like strange things of like suicide, um, wanting to kill themselves, I used to think that was so awkward. I don't think that way anymore because what your mind embeds make your actions come out. And a lot of times people carry so much weight till they feel like if they wasn't here, life would be better. Sometimes people have voices in their head talking to them. And I went through all of that. I went through all of that. And no amount of money that I had could have changed it. I used to go outside this house and didn't care if I had it or not. I used to feel worthless, like nothing in life was worth. And that's when the light came on. That God told me that I had to come back and finish what I started with. Don't tell me you can't do it. Because he let me experience it. I can't tell you what nobody went through or what nobody go through. I could tell you, depression is real. Depression is real. A lot of people go through it, and some people go through heated depression, and it's real, and it happens when things ultimately change. And I thank God that it didn't take me out. Like I told y'all last night when I was airing this podcast, I had something that tried to take me out. Depression tried to take me out. Suicide tried to get me. Worthlessness knocked at my door. And it just happened. And people say, I hear people will look at me and they'll see me at the funeral home and say, "Oh wow, you look good." But what you see on the outside, you don't know what people battling in the inside. That's why when people say, "Oh, how you doing?" And now I have a profound way of dealing with people. When people life changed, my life changed. And how it changed because I was no longer in the position to be able to serve. I was no longer able to go back there and put a loved one out for dressing. I was not able to do a lot of the things that brought me so much joy. It was taken away from me for a minute. And I say a minute, meaning about a year. It was taken away. And my life and health changed just drastically. So I learned to deal with that. And I had a doctor, he called me up one day and he said, what you went through, it will cause people to go in depression. He said, I'm gonna call you in some medication and I want you to take it. And I laid in my bed and I looked up to God and I say, not me. I faced the depression for 6 months. I've never taken a pill for depression. I'm not saying it's not needed for some people. I just say I got to depend and lean on God. If I never did nothing else, I had to let my faith do my talk for me. I had to believe God. And one thing, I was laying down one day and I said to my husband, I said, I feel like I'm at the finish line, meaning it was time for me to transition. And he said, why do you feel that way? I say, I just feel worthless. I don't have anything to do. I can't kind of grouch this anymore. And my husband said to me, he said, baby, if nobody in this world don't need you, I do. He said, I do. And that gave me the turning point that somebody still needed me. Then when I spoke to my daughter, she came over one day with the kids, and I saw all of my 9 grandchildren. And my prayer was, God, let me live long enough to see them grow up and make something out of their life. So just seeing them gave me the push to keep pushing. So when y'all see somebody dealing with depression, it's real. And it's not people degrees, it's not people house, it's not what people drive, it's not none of that. You got to go deeper than that. And some people depression goes so deep that they need help. I needed help, but I just ventured other ways. One day I called my pastor, and he was trying to talk into my head, and I listened to him, but I didn't listen to him because I felt like it was his job to tell me what he was telling me. But I always used to tell him, you don't understand. You don't understand. And he might have understood, but that was just my thing. If you have not been through it, you wouldn't understand. So my fight will come back. And one day when I went to church, my pastor was preaching, and he said, I knew it was directed at me because most of the time you give people your story, you know. He said, Hattie Davis always come in here, and she walked down the aisle, and she always say the day is a good day. She say, no matter what you've been through, no matter what you're feeling, the day is a good day. That pierced me because that was my way of helping my grieving families when I did acknowledgments to tell them, no matter what you're going through, no matter what you're feeling, today is a good day. And God had me to relive that, to say I got to get up, and every day, today is a good day. Raining outside, sun outside. If you could get up and use the use and activity of your limbs, every day I get up, I'm in pain. I have not had a day I have not had pain, but today's still a good day. Because some people wish that they could just be here to say today is a good day. So throughout all my trying moments, my setbacks, devil, I just feel like the devil tried to take me out so my mission could be aborted. And I came today with my relaunch of my podcast to tell you, I had to tell myself, Lori, don't say you can't do it. Every step I took when I had to get up and learn to walk again, don't tell me, Lori, you can't do it. When I was battling depression, Lori, don't tell me you can't come out of this. Don't let the devil defeat you. Don't you tell yourself that. I started telling myself that when I felt worthless, like I wasn't useful no more. Stop telling yourself you're worthless. Don't tell yourself that. Don't say that. I had to speak to my inner self and tell myself that. So when I use the word, don't tell me you can't do it, it resides deeper in me now to tell the people in topics like I had a topic today, what is your excuse? What is your excuse? A lot of time we got excuses in life. I'm not going to get married until I get enough money. I'm not going to go to school because I'm too old. I can't save no money because I ain't making enough money. I ain't got that career job. We make all the excuses in the world. So I had to tell myself, this is why I say don't tell you you can't do it. Don't let them excuses resonate in you. I am a living prime example. If I had kept to the excuses, I wouldn't be the wife, the woman, the entrepreneur, the mother, the grandmother I am today. I didn't let the excuses beat me. I beat the excuses. So Do we gonna have challenges? Yes, we will. But I always say they will form. And I always stick to this verse in my head, Isaiah 54:17. They will form, but they will not prosper. So all them attacks against my health to defeat me and put me down, they form. But every step I take, God let me know it didn't prosper because I'm back. I'm back. And I'm back with a vengeance to make a difference and let you know that you can do it. That job you want, you can get it. That career you want, you can go after it. You want to get a big house, you want to buy a house, you want to fix your credit, you want to marry that perfect man, everything that you want to do in life. All y'all entrepreneurs out there, I want to get my own business. You can do it. You can do it. I want to get married. You can do it. But you got to ask God to fix you first so you could be fixed with your mate. You want to be anything in life that you want to be, you got to just tell yourself, I can do it. I can do it. Never tell yourself you can't do it. And if you around the company of people that entertains you telling yourself or you telling anybody you can't do it, you have to remove yourself because your circle of company has a lot to do with where you're going in life. You have to associate yourself on where you want to be. Like me, I was struggling with my health issues. I had a husband pushing me, daughter pushing me, family pushing me. I had people in my corner. You could do it. When I went through my depression, it was in silence at first, but when I broke it and talked to my husband and I started talking, I started reading up on depression and I was um, listening to some Facebook people and Zakiya Foster was talking about depression. And when I used to hear her talk about that before, I thought it was like, what's she talking about? But until you experience it, it's real. It's real. It's real. You see people every day, people that got the greatest amount of money, wealth, fame, and fortune. And all of a sudden you hear they committed suicide or they did this or they tried to kill themselves. It's real. So what we need to do as a person when we surrounded by somebody and we know they facing that, just go sit with them, hear them talk. Sometimes people don't even need you to say nothing, but just sit there. Say it's going to be all right. I'm still. Every day I get up, I have to get up, put on this back brace and walk. And I have to tell myself every day, it's going to be better. It may not happen overnight, but it's going to happen in due time. I talk to myself with positive things. I have to surround myself with positive people. I don't be around people and like I get people to call me, girl, I had back surgery. You ain't gonna never be the same. Oh, okay. Click, I don't want to talk to you no more. That's how I do people because I don't want to hear that because that's negativity. Like I had a lady at a funeral I did and I wasn't supposed to be doing this funeral, but Enoch Joseph, y'all already know he's my employee, but he's a brother to me. He's like my right hand person on my second location. And when his brother passed away, I was in no shape to do what I did. But when I had my back surgery, I called him up and I said, I'm gonna be out for a little minute. And I was talking to him with tear-filled eyes. He said something to me that was breathless. He said, Miss Davis, you take care of you because we need you here. And I need you to take care of you. You take care of you, the businesses will be fine. 2 weeks ago when I buried his brother, I remembered the words that he echoed through my ear. You was there for me. I needed to be there for you. With back hurting and barely could walk, I made my interest because that's just the person that I am. You have to be there for people like people there for you. So I say it all that to say if you got anybody in your life that's facing life changes, they going through health issues, they going through problems in their life, you don't have to call people up and say what's wrong, what you're dealing with. That's me as a person to tell you that's a turnoff. When I was ill and I was in the hospital for 15 days, didn't nobody know I was there because I didn't want you to call me and ask me what happened. You couldn't do nothing about it. What people need to do, and I'm gonna run an edit class to people on when people are sick and people going through changes, it's some do's and don'ts. And a lot of people they call you and they say, "What happened? What happened? What happened to you? So and so, oh, so and so had that. They ain't never was right after that. They ain't." It's some things people shouldn't say. But for me in my house, I never allowed people to come in my circle like that. And I never allowed people contact to come closer to me to even say that. Matter of fact, you didn't even know I was going through it. And that was one of the reasons, because a lot of times we as people, we don't know what to say. So when you don't know what to say, like grandmama say, zip it. Say you're just praying for somebody. And that's when people saw me, it was for me to tell you, like, oh, Miss Davis, how you doing? Oh, I'm doing okay. I'm just coming back off of back surgery. I'm just coming this, just coming this. Even in the church world, people pray for you, they pray for you. I never went, all I did is used to tell my pastor, y'all pray for me. I never went into detail because everybody don't need to know what you're going through. And then the people that do know what you're going through, people be talking and everybody ain't praying for you, they praying on you. And I was just isolated. Me and my family, they kept me isolated. So for 18 months, that's what happened in my life. Some of y'all on my live never knew it. You never knew it. And I kept it like that because some people, they just don't know what to say. I just want to come back with my rebroadcast, and I came back on this first September 10th day to relaunch my podcast on Don't Tell Me You Can't Do It. We're going to have a lot of events, a lot of topics. I will air every Wednesday at 6 o'clock for 1 hour, probably be less than an hour. We will take questions. We will take this. I will have people on here. We're going to be discussing a lot of things, and we're going to be discussing real life issues. Right now, today, we are going through so much in this world. I mean, so many people financially, spiritually, physically, people are going through so much. What our world needs is to heal, and we need to heal with togetherness. But we need to share our story because you don't know how your story may help somebody. And a lot of times people do not share because people are negative to what people are going through. People are very commentive in a negative way. People don't know what people are going through. Like me, I woke up one Sunday morning, couldn't move my neck. I went to bed. Who would have ever thought from that to this, I would have went through what I went through. But guess what? You know what my doctor said? It was all due to my career. Lifting bodies, embalming bodies, doing this, and I'm a woman. Because all my problem was bone structure, my spine, my hip, my back. I worked it well, but I didn't take care of myself physically. And I can say that because I was grinding. I could tell you how to open up a business and grind. I worked smart, but I didn't work to take care of my health. So it paid on me with my health. So guess what? God given me a testimony so I could help somebody. Work smart, but take care of you too. Because I am the brand. I am the name. And I got to take care of me so I could be able to serve my people. And a lot of times, a lot of people don't share their testimonies. A lot of people don't talk because people are so negative. And I am a female and I am baited the funeral industry almost 20 years ago. Because anybody know about the funeral business, it was a male dominant business. And the women that was in the funeral business prior to me, like some of my people that has gone on to be with the Lord, those women was not like really active. They either was passed down that business or they just acquired it when somebody died. That ain't what happened with me. I found it and I built it from the ground up with the vision that God gave me. So my story is a little different. So when I invaded that industry, I didn't get applaud or get welcome. I got, what you doing here? This ain't your space. And I showed the world that I made a difference because women, we are treated differently in a lot of occupations, and in mine was one. Now we in the 21st century, you got a lot of female funeral directors that has risen up and made a difference. They are owners, they are embalmers, they lead in the way. And I think women are more compassionate, but I could be biased to that. I do feel like we're more compassionate than men in the funeral industry, but that's my theory of it. I worked around some men, and that's where I get my theory from. But we as women, we have made a difference. And we have made a difference in a lot of occupations. Some of us will never get the credit for it, but we have, and I know I have. So I want to come back and I'm going to get into entrepreneuring classes. I'm going to get into um, just sharing my testimony for people because I felt like my life was being denied and the devil had a cash bond on my life to be gone. And God didn't cash it in. He just didn't. He gave me some more time because he said it wasn't over. And I believe God spoke to me. Even with my esophagus surgery, I was telling my removal guy today that when I had my esophagus surgery, it was very, very painful. And when people say it could have been the anesthesia or whatever, but that was my way of talking to the Lord. I believe the Spirit of the Lord was talking to me. I was in the bed and I saw this tunnel and it was all dark, but at the end of the tunnel, it was a door. And at the door, you know how you crack a door open, you see the light. And I saw the light and I looked up and said, God, please, not now. Honest to God, I said, God, please, not right now. And the door closed and I was laying in a bed, couldn't talk, but looked up and I was still alive. So I just feel like all of this during my time of downtime, God put me away to kind of talk to me and get to me. And sometimes the only way God can speak to us is to keep us still. So I want my testimony to help somebody and let people know that your greatest gift in life that God has given you is the use and activity of your limbs and have your health and strength. All the glitz and glamour is good. The fine house, the fine car, the business is all of that. But I ain't never seen none of that going to a graveyard. I seen none of that going to a crematory. You left this world, you came in this world naked, you're leaving out of here like that, and we as morticians gonna put you on clothes and dress you up. Your soul ain't right with God, you ain't got nothing. I'm gonna just tell you plain as day. Cause all them, how people right now today, everybody is doctor. Everybody got, I'm Dr. So-and-so. They ain't spend their time in college, but they was awarded these big names and titles. And I just tell people I don't care nothing about that. All I want is my name written in the Lamb's Book of Life. I've been through the worst with my health. I don't care nothing about that. I've made so much money it ain't even for me to even tell you. God has blessed me with the finest of homes, the beautiful cars. I got a husband that loved me, 3 beautiful children. I never been to the graveyard. I might have knocked at the attorney's door, but I never been to the graveyard. All I can do is tell God thank you. None of that matters if you ain't got no relationship with the Lord. When you get up every morning, I get up sometime with tears in my eyes, thanking God because he let me live to see another day. But it's a purpose for that. And my purpose is to make a difference on this side. So I'm going to continue this walk, and I'm going to continue telling, preaching, and talking until God take me to tell people, don't let nobody tell you can't do it. If he didn't say it, you don't believe nothing else. And believe me, through my health struggle, when you first get sick, you have everybody around you. You have people to come to your bedside. Some act like they for you, some act like they ain't. But I can't say that because I ain't had nothing but my family. And I know my family, they was covering me. My sisters, just recently, my sister was cooking for me. My other sister was taking care of the funeral. I just had everybody. Just, we came together. I will say this, when you first get sick, everybody hover around you. Then after a while, you become a fade to people. Because when they call you, if they don't hear what they want to hear, you say, I ain't doing good today, they want to hear what you want to hear. And people fade away. But one thing I know, in the midnight hour, God never left me. And he's bringing me back strong, and he's telling me, you got to fight. Got to fight the walk. I get up now. My sister told me about 2 weeks ago, Lori, I know you're in pain, but you got to tell yourself. You got to start talking to yourself. I can do it. My twin told me that I could do it. My husband tell me, baby, get up. Let's just walk to the street. You can do it. Sunday, I went to church for the first time in a while because I couldn't sit long. I was home church. Nobody cared. Nobody called me and said, I'm going to give you communion. Nobody did that. I had to get up and go to church in the house of the Lord. Ain't nobody called me and said, I'm going to pick you up and take you to church. But my friend, Blossom, she called me. You want to go to church? I'll take you. My husband called me. If you want to go to church, I'll take you. Nobody called and asked you that. I always tell people this, love is not what it says, love is what it does. Ain't nobody called. I know you can't drive. I know you can't do this. I come take you to church. I come take you to the store. Nobody did that but my family. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for my family. I have some good friends, 2 good friends. They stood in the gap. And I thank you for that. But I just want to tell you, if you ain't got nobody, just tell yourself, you can do it. So now, I get up every day. I go to the business that God has blessed me with. I have major limitations. But every limitation I do, I say, oh God, it's just for a minute. I'm coming back. So I want to thank all y'all today for tuning in with me. I wanted to tell you why my absence was necessary and tell you why Don't Tell Me You Can't Do It was like out of the picture for a minute. I received from my attorney the patent for Don't Tell Me You Can't Do It. I went in the hospital in February. I received it in April. I own this name. Don't tell me you can't do it. I own this. And I'm finna do major things with this. Don't tell me you can't do it. God gave it to me. I patent it. It's mine. So I'm going to do great things. We're going to come on every week. We're going to discuss things. Y'all got any questions for me? I'm here. But my life is a living testimony. God allowed me to go through that so I can truly tell everybody, Lottie Dottie, everybody, baby mama, everybody, don't let nobody tell you for real, before I said it, now I lived it. It has a different meaning to it. Don't let nobody tell you can't do it. Don't let nobody tell you you ain't gonna get better. Don't let nobody tell you, oh, they had back surgery, but child girl, you had back surgery. People don't come back from that. Yeah, okay, that's what you say. Don't tell me I can't come back from back surgery. Don't tell me I can't go back there in my morgue and embalm my body. Don't tell me I can't go back and dress nobody. I may have to do it a different kind of way, but I can do. Don't nobody tell me I can't drive a car. I may have to do it with limitations for a while, but I ain't let nobody tell me. Ain't nobody telling me I got to give up. That depression that tried to rob me, I told that depression, I'm gonna put you under my feet, like my grandmama said, I'm gonna dust you off and keep going. Now, I ain't gonna never say I ain't gonna fall into that little move, but every time I fall in that move, Lori, come on. Don't tell yourself you depressed. Don't tell yourself you can't do it. Whatever you depressed about, deal with it. Let's deal with it. Don't let nobody tell you can't do nothing in your life. And that's why don't tell me you can't do it is so important to me. Because everything in life, everybody can relate to this. Everybody in your marriage, in your children. When you got children that's hard-headed as hell, don't tell me they can't get better. Don't say that. You can't tell nobody what they can't do. It relates in church. People say, oh, I go to church. You know, I need to hear the word. Stop looking at the man of God and listen to the message that God has given him to preach to you. Don't let nobody tell you can't finish college. You went to college, you didn't do as well as you want to do, you started something else. You got laid off that job. Don't let nobody tell you can't get another job. You tried to have some babies, you're infertile. Don't let nobody tell you can't have no kids. Everything relates to this. You ain't got no money, your bank account looking funny. Don't believe that you can't earn money and save money. It's just a way it's done. All of us have self-esteem problems. Don't tell me I can't get married and find a good man to treat me right. I done been through some divorce. Don't tell me that. It's nothing in life people could tell you. You always got to believe differently. So I'm going to make, don't tell me you can't do it, affects everybody's life. Because it truly affected my life. I love y'all with the love of the Lord. Again, please share, tag, and like my podcast. We're going to be doing some phenomenal things. And I ain't talking about just talking. We're going to have guest speakers. We're going to have entrepreneurs. We're going to have people that battle depression, how they came out. We're going to have testimonial people that let you know. Because one thing about Don't Tell Me You Can't Do It, I want it to be live. I don't want it to be fiction. I don't want it to be something somebody made up. Because if God did it for me, he could do it for you. If I overcame it, you could overcome it. But sometimes we need to share our story because you will be surprised how people is dealing with things, especially today. What I went through would have took me out. It would have took me out. And believe it or not, at times it almost did. But I kept fighting and went to the doctor. I went to the doctor 2 weeks ago, and the doctor told me I may have to have another surgery. The old me went in it, sad and depressed. I say, God, if they gotta fix it, they gotta fix it. My attitude and what I'm going through, I want to live. I want to go play basketball with my grandsons. I want to play kickball. I want to do normal life activity. And if I gotta be fixed to do it, I'm gonna be fixed because God put people in places. He gave doctors knowledge. He gave them wisdom. You gotta just ask God to see you to the right people. But I want this podcast to be a testimony and enforcement for most people. And I want you to keep that in mind that I do not, Lori Arlene Hadley Davis, the founder, owner of the Hadley Davis Empire, I do let nobody tell me what I can't do. If God didn't say it, it ain't been said. And most my close friends, I got 2 of them, they'll tell you how I feel about that. All that about saying what you can't do. Like, who told you that? What facts you got behind that told you you couldn't do that? Who wrote down the map to tell you can't do? You can't even find Cain in the Bible. Who was them telling you can't do that? So I'm very vocal and I'm very transparent. And sometimes my verbiage will come out hard, but it come out with love because I'm just not gonna let nobody tell me I can't do it. So I'm gonna put in you whatever it is in your life. Don't let nobody tell you that. So thank y'all so much. If we don't have any questions on my podcast today, I just ask y'all to join in every Wednesday. I put Wednesday because it's the middle of the week. People more settled. And I'm going to keep y'all abreast of upcoming topics. Like next week, I'm already telling you, my topic is no excuses. And I got some questions to render out there to y'all. And we're going to have some fun. And we're going to let Don't Tell Me You Can't Do It make a difference in your life. Because if it don't make a difference in your life, this podcast is in vain. And I know God ain't take me through all of this for it to be in vain. So I thank y'all for joining in. We got any questions on the podcast? I thank y'all so much for joining me. If the Lord's delay my calling, if he delay my calling, which I believe he will, because my mission was not abort. My mission was not aborted. So that let me know that God got some work for me to do. I had to go through the delay. I had to go through the denial. I almost went through my mission being aborted for God to keep me here and tell me that it's not done. So thank y'all again. And if the Lord delay my calling, I'll see y'all next week, Wednesday, same time. But don't tell me you can't do it. I love you with the love of the Lord. And ain't nothing you can do about it. We'll see you next week for No More Excuses. What time is it?